Today I want to talk about this particular cheese. You can find it in any grocery store anywhere in the United States, usually in the vegan section. You know, there's some vegan items. But I want to explain though that this one here, my wife found one that looked just like this, same coloring, you know, not this red coloring like this, but it looked just like this not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago. And she looked on the back and it was vegan, and so we bought it. And she wanted another one. She asked me to go to the store and buy another one. And I just kind of glanced at the bag and went to the store and bought it based on the brand and the label. And I've bought this before on accident, the same problem. But when I brought it home, we looked at the back, and second ingredient is casein, which is milk protein. You know, you would not expect an item that is, you know, from a brand called Go Veggie to have dairy in it. You would expect it to be all plant-based, but yet here it is. This is cheese. It's lactose free, but this is cheese. It is not vegan. So shame on Go Veggie, and beware of that. They do have a vegan version. This isn't my favorite cheese, but I just wanted to bring this up because this is something that a lot of vegans fall for all the time, and watch out for it. The brands that you can find everywhere that I trust are chow cheese, and then there's Daiya, and there's different varieties of Daiya cheeses. There's a cheddar, there's an American, there's a provolone, I think it's a Monterey Jack, and I think maybe those are probably the four regular ones that you can find. There's some mixtures too. What I usually buy and keep in my fridge are the Daiya cheddar, because it's probably the strongest of all those cheeses. And so, and it has kind of a cheddar flavor, but it does have issues too. It doesn't melt very well, and you know, I guess it's gotten better over the years, but it still isn't perfect. And if you eat too much of it, it does. You know, if you put too much on something, it doesn't really taste that great. But what I've learned is that if you mix that Daiya cheese with the chow cheese and like on a tortilla, you know, to make a cheese crisp, it turns out pretty good. You know, one slice of Daiya, one slice of chow. I often add a little salsa or something to it, but just by itself, that's the best combination. There are other cheeses that you can find at like Whole Foods, but you can't. Whole Foods aren't everywhere in the United States. Like Follow Your Heart cheese, they have some good types of cheeses. There's other brands too that we'll talk about later, but Daiya and the chow are great ones for your fridge that you can find anywhere. Before I go, since this is my first video, I want to conclude with saying that if you are considering going vegan, the number one thing that you should know is that you need to take vitamin B12 on a regular basis. It doesn't necessarily have to be daily. They recommend to take it daily, but at least every few days. You know, that's the one vitamin that we know about that vegans can't really get anywhere else. For some reason, people only tend to get it in meat, and I've heard that it's because they supplement cows with it, honestly, but that's the one vitamin that you need to be aware of for sure. There's others as well that are kind of important, vitamin D. You can find food source alternatives for vitamin D. You don't have to take a pill for that, or you know, a pill supplement. And there's lots more good information out there. Dr. Greger is the best nutritionist I know of, the best source of information, and he makes YouTube videos that you can subscribe to his channel. I would recommend doing that if you are considering it. But it's a lot of information, and you don't need to jump into that all at once. So, but that's a good long-term thing. But I would like to try and continue shortly with other nuggets of brands, important brands for you to get to know so that you can get started. I think that's it for now. We'll come back maybe in a few days and talk about some of the alternative meats. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and have a good day. Thank you. I have two YouTube channels, both of which contain essentially the same content. One contains the longer versions of my videos, which you're watching now. The other contains shorter 1-minute versions. So if you'd prefer to subscribe to the channel with the shorter 1-minute versions, I'll include a link to that in the description below. Or you can click on the short version of this video, which should appear in a box right about here, and that will take you to that channel where you can subscribe from there. And if you enjoyed the content of this video, please hit the like button right about here. And that's it. Thank you for watching.